Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hi, and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore, and today we have with us Angela Teresa Ejic. She will be talking to us about her book, and so before we go any further, I would like for Angela to introduce herself to the audience and tell you a little about what it is she does. Hello, Angela. How are you?
I'm good. Doing the best as can be expected. I've been traveling around, so just recently, family thing. But I'm good. I'm
Great.
Angela Teresa Ejic, and I'm a published writer. I'm a produced playwright, and my shows have been produced and done in New York, which is really fun. Mm-hmm. And my book that I recently put out, the whole book that I'm in several books on Amazon, by the way, but this is the first one that's been completely me.
Okay.
And that is C.A.S.T. C.A.S.T., which is Creative Artist Spiritual Training. Mm-hmm. And I'm working on also my childhood autobiography called Tales of a Psychic Child, mm-hmm. because I've been showing these gifts since I was a kid, psychic gifts. And now I'm a psychic, I'm a medium, but I'm also, because I talk to dead people, it makes, when I was dating, it makes your dating life really, really easy. But the problem is they don't have any pulse and they don't have they have some energy, but that's all. Okay. So I decided to start dating living people. That was a lot easier.
Okay.
So there we go.
All right. So you are self-employed, and your bio says that you are an actress, and it listed that you are a psychic medium, and also a spiritual teacher and coach, and freelance writer and screenwriter. So can you tell us some of the plays that you've written?
Well, I wrote a play. Originally, it was a teleplay. Mm-hmm. So those movies of the week, disease of the week, as they called it. Mm-hmm. And it was based on some things that happened because I was pretty much dating age right around the time of the AIDS crisis. Okay. In the 80s. Okay. And so I had a lot of friends, because I'm in theater, mm-hmm. I've always been an actor and stuff like that were passing away or had the AIDS virus and all the misconception, because I was around those people, and of course there was a lot of stuff. We were teased, we were beat up or called different names. Mm-hmm. And so I wrote a play or a teleplay called Sometimes Gay Means Happy. Okay. And it was based on all the misconceptions. And in this case, about the fact that we thought maybe my father was gay. He never came out. He was born a different day and age. So it was basically about a woman with a gay father, because I met parents who were gay and came out of the closet. Mm-hmm. So I wrote this teleplay, and I wrote it for my favorite actor to star in, and I really didn't get it anywhere. But I entered in some contests, and mm-hmm. I was in the top half of what they call the Nichols Fellowship. Wonderful. Which is really, they had 4,000 entries, and I was in the top half. Uh-huh. And I went through, that was cool. And then eventually it kind of sat there, and I had this teleplay, and Disease of the Week kind of went out of the business, but I still never saw anything about, there was a lot of plays about, Angels in America and all this stuff mm-hmm. about mm-hmm. AIDS and TV movies and stuff like that, but it started kind of getting out of that. But mine was still pretty original in the sense it's about a father, and you don't see a lot of that. Right. So eventually there was a contest for a screenplay contest, and not terribly long ago, let's mm-hmm. say 5 or 6 years ago. So I kind of turned it into a screenplay, entered that contest, and I was in the top 10 of 300. Mm-hmm. So I got reviews from people who did coverage. That was how my screenplay came. And then I turned it into a play because I wanted to put it on stage, and so it ended up going on stage in 2015. Self-produced with the help of my mother and friends, and mm-hmm. We got some really great actors, and we did it as a play, and it did very well. It was in a small arena here in New York, but it was New York City. Yes. So I got to participate best.
That's a great platform, yes.
And years ago, I was hired to write a screenplay that was also metaphysical in a way, and it was. And I still have that, but I wrote it based on idea from somebody who met me in a screenwriting class when I lived in Burbank, California.
Oh, okay.
And so I wrote his first draft and got paid for that. So I am a professional screenwriter.
Well, wonderful.
So there's that. That's how the screenplay happened. And then I've had other plays, little short plays that I did with the theater group I was involved with here. And they're just little 10-minute plays, 4-minute plays. So I have that. But the biggest one was Sometimes Gay Means Happy, which has given me a lot of love. That play has been good. So I'm still, in fact, it was written for a different actor, but actor Barry Bostwick did read it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Read it.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. He sent it back, but he wants to do more comedy, and it's definitely a drama.
Okay.
So
okay.
He said he liked it, but it's not his style right now. He wants to do more.
More comedy. Well, that's fine though. But the fact that you got him to look at it, that to me is impressive. So that's just great. So, but you have a wide range of professions to boast about. But what I want to know is what made you become a creative artist, spiritual trainer?
Well, because I have always been an actor, and I would say my first love is really acting and performing. First love. But I've always been a writer since I was 2 years old. My mother said I wrote storylines. I was reading, by the way, at 2 years old. Wow. So I didn't go to kindergarten. I went to first grade reading at the third grade level and writing very advanced. So I would write plays or television shows because I like Lassie and stuff like that. I would write episodes for myself and my cousins to act out, but I always played the lead.
Okay.
I am the performer.
That's important.
my mutt of the dog would not do what Lassie was supposed to do, though. But it would lick my face if I laid on the ground. Okay. She wouldn't save me, but that's a whole other story.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, she just, licked me. So, but sweet dog.
Okay.
And, but that's how it kind of started. So a few years ago, and many years I've been doing this. I do psychic readings because I have that gift, and that came from childhood too. And I would be on theater tours, and people would ask me to read their poem. I did palmistry. I studied all this stuff just because it was there, but I never really needed it. I used to scare people when I was a child because I would just say things and they would happen. And for a short while, I thought I was causing things to happen, and I was just predicting them, thank heaven, because I would be very little. We're talking 6, 7 years old. And I would be afraid of older people at the church. We'd go to church. And I would be afraid that maybe that person, I didn't want to get near them because I said they're going to die soon. And I said it out loud because I'm a kid. And then they would pass away a couple weeks later.
Wow.
And I thought I killed them.
Oh, that's sad.
My mother got a little scared about that too.
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah.
She didn't know, but my mother has a gift too. She had the intuition too. So, but it was just a little differently how it went about. And so we talked to a lady at church at some point who made us feel better. She says what it is Angela can see auras, and she knew what it was because she had the gift. And so what happens when somebody is about to pass away, and I studied all this later, but she told me this part, is that sometimes the aura will step away from the body. And when you hear stories of people in hospitals and hospice, you'll hear them say they saw this thing come above them like a light or their soul. So basically what psychic children do, and most children are psychic, is that some of us, when we're not told, we're aware that that's happening. So we're looking at a person who the people I was looking at, be an elderly person, may have a terminal disease, and their soul had already kind of stepped away, their aura kind of stepped away from the body or turned darker. And so what it came down to was that I was seeing that. And I knew what it meant, whether I knew what it meant. And so
right.
That helped me. And then I had to learn to control that as time went on. So that's how that kind of started. But again, I was always performing. And so as all these years go on and all this kind of fit together, they all kind of are the same thing for me. Because I call myself a Renaissance woman. I obviously don't do one thing.
Okay.
And so I said, why don't I put it together? Because I've been in classes, acting classes, where we're getting a lot of people saying this is what you do to get your career going, and I've taught the business of acting, and I've had different things happen, and I got into the law of attraction with Abraham Hicks about 2007 or something like that, and I taught classes, read all their books, And then The Secret, I didn't go to The Secret first because that one came later.
Okay.
And I read it when it came out, but actually Abraham Hicks is probably more detailed. And I'm not selling any one writer on that. And then as time went on, you learn more and more, the more you know.
Okay. Yes, that's true. That's true.
So I was teaching law of attraction, and mostly, because I'm in New York, a lot of actors.
Yes.
And we were talking about building our careers using some of the techniques we learned, and we did. It really helped. And a lot of things happened. And then The Secret came out, and we read that, and we talked about that. And then recently, semi-recently, I would say 3 years now, I've been studying Neville Goddard. And he was actually before all of them, because he's long past, but he was around. And he really makes sense. And now I'm using that. And I said, well, I'm going to do this because I taught my actors, they did well with the law of attraction. I said, now I'm going to do this for them and for myself, because I do like to help people. That's my other passion. And that's what I did with my readings most of my life. You know, the readings of my, read their poems and help them. Because sometimes when I was reading poems, or all of this actually falls into place, I would see more than what the poem shows. I understood palmistry because I read a book about it. But I could always see beyond things. Like we said, I could see the aura. I started understanding what it meant. I got some training from a guru when I was about 17, 18. I read all the books. Scared my mother when I told her I wanted to study witchcraft.
Wow. Well, how does all of this equate to your book, your introductory book?
Well, what it equates to is that I said I have to find my niche, and everybody has a niche. It's helpful, at least. And so since I mostly worked with actors, and I love working with performing artists, I even, I directed my own play, Sometimes Gay Means Happy, and I loved it. I love seeing my work become live in front of me. I said, well, why don't I just start, if I have a niche, certainly empowering women, empowering all people, because I take men as clients too.
Okay.
And why don't I take actors and people who are performers, arts, people who are painters, people who are, because I was a big believer, and I still do, The Artist Way by Julia Cameron. It talks about everybody has an artist in them. And I find what's happening in society now that all of us who have the art in us, I obviously live it. I go out and do plays, and I've done this all my life. Even when I was working, quote, regular, normal jobs, as they call them, as secretaries. I always went out and did the plays at night, and I have to have my art out there. And everybody has art in them. And if they're not acknowledging their art, I'm seeing a society now, we're seeing this a lot more of the hate groups, and a lot more of people just having no hope for the future.
Okay.
And that's because they're losing their art, and they're losing what they need inside them. And you have to be it music, be it acting, be it drawing or painting, etc. So I said, why don't we put the spirituality, because I'm into that, and it works together with the arts, because that's my strong points, both of them. I've been an acting teacher too, an acting coach. So because I studied acting, I went to American Academy of Dramatic Arts. So I'm putting it together now, because I said that's the strongest nation we're going to have, and people, is that at least recognize the art in yourself. If you don't become an actor, you can do it part-time, but you have to recognize the art, or a singer, or whatever it is you do.
Right, the ability, your abilities, yes.
Your ability, you have to have that in your soul, because there's a saying that I believe truly: do what makes your heart sing, and don't die with your music still in you. And this came, like Dr. Wayne Dyer, this is all that training, and it's not even training, it's the truth. And most people are living without their music in them. Most people are living without doing what makes their heart sing, and I call them the walking, this is zombies. We're living with zombies in this world. All they think about is how am I going to get ahead of everybody else, and then they're hurting other people.
Yes.
They don't need to do that.
Right.
For all of us.
Right, I agree. So, so you said that that you have a 12-week course. So, so tell me, how do you, in your classroom, or whether it's online or in person, how do you teach your students what they need to know?
Well, that's what happened. Now, I used to teach law of attraction, so it's kind of based on that. And it was always done there's 12 tenets of the law of attraction originally, and that's how it kind of started. So we started thinking 12 was good. That was just something that works. It could be turned into 6 weeks. It could be turned into a weekend. And I've done some seminars on weekends when I was doing like angel training. I've done all that too. With Doreen Virtue before she changed. So 12 weeks became I did that with the law of attraction years ago when I was doing Abraham Hicks. So I said, I know I want to do 12 weeks. And I said, so let me think of something that works for me. And I said, well, I'm creative, and that's number one. You can say I'm creative. And the artist way, my favorite thing. And then there's spirituality, because I'm not any religion. I have relatives who are religions. They ask me what I study. I study everything. And I'm into spirituality, not into organized religions per se. And I've studied a lot of different religions. I grew up in the church and all that, so I have all that. I was a Sunday school teacher. I mean, come on.
Right,
so
right.
There.
So is that part of the curriculum for the students? And part of the spiritual training. I mean, what is the curriculum for them
Well, the curriculum is more along the lines of the artist way meets law of attraction. Let's just say that it's more along the line. So it's more spiritual involved. And like the artist way, like in the artist way, she has take your inner child on, entertain your inner child at least once a week, which I agree with and I think should be done. And also honoring the artist inside of you. Don't just be a shadow artist, bringing it out of the shadows.
Okay.
And then into that, my class goes into the fact also how to create what it is you want to do with your art. If you want it professionally, like I'm doing it, if you want to be on Broadway, then we work on that with law of attraction, because you're on Broadway, you have to already believe in that. It also teaches them anything in life they want. So the law of attraction part is kind of a life thing. I even have sales techniques in the first book. If you order my book on Amazon, the one I just put out, which is week 1, and it's a small version of week 1. When you take my class, it will certainly be more than just what's in the book. But
okay, so
week 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to jump to, since you said the classes. So how much is it for? I mean, do you offer like one class, or is it a full course? And if so, how much does each of those cost?
Well, I'm starting up now with this creative artist spiritual training. I taught classes in the past, so they vary. So what I'm doing now, the 12-week class is very intense, and so now it's been basically, I was putting it at $1,500, but because it's a startup and I want new people and I want people to understand how it works, and they get a lot of material, by the way. They're going to get a lot of free books from me that are, posted, and they're going to get one-on-one with me. And I do it online. You were asking how I do it. I will do it in person in New York if I can get students enough that want to come in on a weekly basis. But I'm going to be doing it online anywhere in the world where you speak English and can get to me.
Well, that makes it accessible. Yeah, that makes it completely accessible. Yeah.
It's accessible because I don't speak any other language except American Sign Language.
Okay.
Which I might do a deaf class one day. But right now the price I'm offering for people who are listening and get a hold of me, and it's also in the book how to get a hold of me, I'm charging $888 for the whole 12 weeks.
Okay.
If you pay at one time. I have payment plans if that's a little much for you, but the $888 gives you the lowest possible price. And if you do it pay by the week, or if you do it once every month, which is 3 months of payments, it's going to be a little more.
Okay.
So you understand you're going to pay no more than at this point you're going to pay no more than $1,200 if you do a certain payment plan. And at this time would be a great time to get in, because eventually a lot of courses like mine, and they have a lot less, they're charging upwards of $7,000, $8,000.
Wow.
I'm going to try to keep it where people can get involved with it, but I am one of the lower price because I want people to have access to it.
Well, that's wonderful. Now, how many classes have you done so far? I know we've just basically started the new year.
Yes.
And when did your class course start? When did it start?
Well, the basic of it, which has grown since then, but the basic of it, I have done 3 12-week classes with a small amount of students, because these were people who were kind of like coming in when I was starting it last year.
Okay.
One actually started as early as 2018.
Oh,
At the end of 2018.
Okay.
So I have completed, I've completed 3, and I started them at different times because I had the students pop up at different times. I'd like to get groups started now, though, that do the 12 weeks at the same time, so that we have also each other to talk to.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so we've covered quite a bit of details here, and learned a lot about what it is that you do and in each class. So I hope that that your classes start to grow more and more. as you as you teach the curriculum and help people to to start living their dreams, start having the careers that they want, no matter what it is. You touched on a few things that I talk about a lot, as far as being an artist, which covers a lot of different fields. It doesn't just mean that. A lot of times when people think of artists, they think of painters and things like that, but it's just people who have creative skills, no matter what it is, across the board. So I think that's wonderful that you tapped into that, and that you were, you're willing to, teach them how to pursue that. So that's very important. And that's one of the reasons why I do this show, because I like to bring people on that, that are helpful, that are skilled, and they share the same purpose as I do, to help other people, to get ahead, to do what's in their heart to do. So so I commend you with that. Now, you did mention how much the course costs and how long it is. So now we need to know, as we come down to the last few minutes of the show, where they can reach out to you and all the places where they can buy your book.
Yes, and I do want to give you one thing to understand how it worked. I had one student that finished the course in Japan. She's a girl in Japan, a Japanese girl.
Wonderful.
A lovely Japanese girl. And she took the 12 weeks, and she's never acted, but she's always had a passion to act. And she took my course, and in the middle of the course, even before she completed it, she did some stuff, because I teach some business technique also to help if you want to do it professionally. And she got a call from the United States of America. They wanted her to send a reel of her acting for a possible part in a TV series.
Oh,
and this
wonderful.
Is a girl who never acted except with me on there. I was acting coaching her too. I also, if you're an actor, I will coach you in acting, because acting works in the classes. I teach acting technique in case you are a speaker, an actor, or you have to go speak about what you do. If you're a painter or anything else, there's going to be sales involved, selling your art if that's what you want to do, or selling anything. If you're a salesman and you take my class, it's going to help your sales, because I have sales techniques that I learned from sales classes.
Well, that's wonderful.
And I also do private readings, which are aside from that. I can do a reading like that, but those would be separately priced, so you can contact me for that. Just so you know, I do psychic readings and I do that kind of thing too.
Okay, tell the audience how to reach out to you, how to contact you for all of the services that you offer.
Yes. So number one, if you want to contact me, you can tell me what it's for, because I kind of do everything, but I do that. I do psychic readings. I do coaching on spirituality, or even on law of attraction. If you just want a one-thing coaching, these will be priced differently, and I can mail you those prices. So what you do is you email me at angelaura28@yahoo.com, and that's ANGEL like an angel, and AURA like the aura 28. Which is the date of my birthday.
Okay.
And then that's at yahoo.com. That's the best way to reach me.
Okay.
If you go to Amazon, you will find my books, and the back of my book has all the different things I have. On Facebook, I do have a thing called Creative Artist Spiritual Training.
Okay.
And you can go there and join that. It's a public group, and it should be open, and it's probably under looking up Creative Artist Spiritual Training will probably get you there faster.
Okay. I was just about to ask you how they could search for you on Facebook. Are you on Instagram or Twitter?
I'm on a lot of things. So I am on Twitter. I don't get it to as often as I would like to, but I am there. And that's AngelAura28.
Okay.
That's the name.
Okay.
And my Instagram is most everything is AngelAura28, including YouTube. I have some videos on YouTube, even with the thing. So if you do that, and if you do a Google search, you can look up AngelAura28 or Angela Teresa Ejic, which is my full name, EGIC. I do act under Angela Teresa Collins.
Okay.
So if you see Angela Teresa Collins associated, it's still me.
Okay.
It's all with 3 names.
All right. Okay. So do you want to tell us how much your book is on Amazon?
Amazon. So Amazon, it's just $6.99 for the book, the copy of it. And they also have it on Kindle for only $3.99. And I believe if you're new to Kindle, you could probably get it for free.
Okay.
It's great if you pay for it, because that helps me, but that's okay.
Right.
If you join my class, by the way, if you want to take the course, you will get the book for free. So you don't have to necessarily order it. And I'm also offering your listeners, this is just a fun one. If you buy my book and you show me the receipt on my email, I will give you 3 psychic questions for free. You can write me 3 questions. I'll do them in email. But if you buy in-depth, and email.
All right.
r28@yahoo.com. I'm always looking for new clients there too, because that's kind of what I do on a regular basis.
Okay.
Phone readings, by the way.
Well, it's it's always good to have side gigs. It's always good to have something that you can do other than the regular. Well, Angela, again, thank you so very much for coming on the show and talking to the audience and sharing your expertise with them. And I've enjoyed the discussion. And maybe as the year progresses, maybe we can have you back again to talk more about the next series of books that you will have out, because you said that there is 11 more to come, correct? Okay. All right.
There's 11 more, yes.
Okay, so
it'll be a big one. And also, please mention her show. If you write me from this, just mention that you heard me on the podcast.
All right.
That helps me to know where it came from.
All right, it's book chat. All right. Well, thank you again, Angela. Yes, book chat. All right, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, folks, so there you have it. We just had an interview with Angela Ejic, and I hope that you will go out and buy her book from Amazon and contact her for her C.A.S.T. classes that she offers for it's a 12-week course. I think we covered that part. And so just check it out and see if you like it or not. But before I let you go, I want to make sure that I keep you in touch with me on this show. So let me give you a few URLs. The first one, of course, is https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And the Instagram is by invitation only. So if you shoot me a request, I will check it out. And if you follow my podcast or my blog, you can find it and read every script that I do each week. That is also out there. Of course, we won't have one for today because we had a guest, but last week and the weeks before that, you should be able to find those. And that URL is https://vivianemore.blogspot.com. And if you missed the live version of the show today, don't despair, because it is recorded, and that means that you can listen to it at your leisure on Spreaker, Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, and also Podchaser. And tomorrow is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's Worship Day. Valentine's is next week, so it'll be after Valentine's that for the next show. So I want to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate that, which is next Friday. But during the month of February, we celebrate Black History Month. Every single day, but we also celebrate it every single Sunday in February. So we have tomorrow coming up is Sweets for the Sweets, and we always look forward to that. We try to honor one of our beloved members who passed on quite a bit ago, but she left behind a legacy that she began many, many years ago. Sweets for the Sweets is what we called it. And what she called it, so we continue that tradition, and so tomorrow we will celebrate that in her honor. And just remember to take some kids with you, take some family members, some friends, and some neighbors, and tell someone that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say that. So I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.